Alrighty. Let's see. So welcome back to Zero Escape. Today we'll be making our way forward, hopefully getting everything done. Stream is a few minutes late. Got a little distracted watching a video. Good video. Alright, what should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
Of course. I needed to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyouji. The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set at a dead run down the hallway towards the infirmary. Huh? There's no one here. The room was completely empty. He edged forward and peeked around the partition. There he was, Tenmyouji. He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture. I must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. Just making sure I didn't miss any comments while I was waiting for my second screen to work. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it you?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
But all of the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it?
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be. Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something. All right. You remember so much you told me it'd take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Huh?
Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you?
Sounds like a normal day.
You sure you want that?
Sounds like a normal day. Hey, come on, you don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Is it Clover? No, it's Fi. Before I could, Fi exploded into the room, her face a mixture of it. Anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are.
What is it? Did something happen?
Alice is...
Huh?
Look, just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
Okay. Without waiting for a response, Fi spun around and ran back into the room, or out of the room. Tenmyouji exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took off after her. Alice! The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was a blossom of red from her chest. It felt as if I walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No. Why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to buckle, and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down. Calm down. This looks pretty bad. You don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. Then at last I pressed my finger to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. The bracelet is also off. That would be a very good indicator that she's very much dead. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. No, it's not true. Why? No, I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw that there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest, and my stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fist, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the nonary game's participants, except, of course, for Quark. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. An unsettled silence filled the room. Clover was the first one to speak.
Who did this? Say something! Answer me!
Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed.
Then what happened? An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Calm down, Clover.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened!
Are you sure she wouldn't leave you? Considering her personality, I fully believe she would.
If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover, don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves!
We saw Quark try and do it earlier. Maybe she killed herself.
Oh, I see. I get it now.
Everyone's against you?
You're all in on it, aren't you?
Oh, damn. Then why don't we just kill you too? Huh?
It wasn't just one killer. It was 6!
7, 8, 9, yep, 6. Oh, yes, and we don't kill you. Why? We have Kay who could grab you, and we could have someone else pull a scalpel out and stab you.
No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend, or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards!
Not if we kill you
You're
first.
all going to die just like she did!
Hey, hold on a minute.
9, 8, 7, Clover, 6, 5, 4,
Clover.
3, 2, 1.
Do I have to play through the rest of that scene? Yep, nope, I don't have this unlocked yet. I know what the answer is, and having just a laboratory escape is not what we need. So we have to go back and do something else. So what we have to do is go back here.
Hey, hold on a minute.
Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly speed up through this. I'm gonna go. I should be able to go to the A.
I guess there's a couple of things. Well, one.
Huh?
First off, we didn't even end up. I was just wondering.
Replica? Yeah, probably who knows? Ice cream? Oh!
Hey, there's a helpless. At any rate, as long.
That's right.
Makes sense. On to the second Sigma. The vial. I didn't really get a good guy's word. Is it really?
It's Xavier.
You really? Although I guess in this case that.
What are you?
He's stealing the vial.
I'll even give it back.
And
I don't
then
think
we'll
so.
go.
If you want it back, you're gonna have to.
Request?
Yeah, that's what. If you want this, you have to choose out.
That's horrible! You're using.
Well, I've got some. I'll be happy to give it back. You make any sudden move. Oh, and one more thing. Don't tell those other idiots that you found. I hear one word about.
That's not.
This game is. It's about one.
There is one scene
Ready to
we need to
promise me?
check.
Sigma!
I'm glad you don't think about trying. So you chumps really looking forward to the next round.
Are you really going to. Sigma, you will if we choose.
I think. Yeah, I know. I'll drop to -1, and that means I'll get penalized.
But that means.
Look, it's not like I want to, alright? If we don't do as he says, he'll destroy the medicine. If he does that, then Quark will.
So you're going to die to save his life? That's. Why would you do that?
In all honesty, I was terrified. My choice was far from a foregone conclusion. Oh, we should get back to the upper floor. This theme is 2-6 Desperation. It's a really nice theme, I just forget that it exists. I get it and Anxiousness mixed up, which is 2-7. Everyone else is probably finished already. I bet they're waiting for us. I didn't wait for Clover's response. And up we go. Oh, we're gonna go back to the warehouse. And let's see who's here. And there's Dio opening the first gate.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Ugh.
Sorry. I went ahead and cracked it open a bit early.
Dio. In one of his hands was the moon key. He twirled it around like a vet gambler, grinned and slid it back into his pocket.
You don't mind, right? I figured you and Clover would get up here right away. Besides, I thought it'd be best to get this done soon before you lose your nerve. I don't know about you. I'm really looking forward to the next round.
I glanced around the warehouse. Alice and Kay were back, as was Fi, and of course, Clover. Where's Tenmyouji and the rest of them?
They're in the infirmary.
We carried Quark to one of the beds. Tenmyouji and Luna are looking after him.
I see.
How's he doing?
Well, it's hard to say. He seems to be sleeping soundly, but beyond that, there's really no way to know.
No change then, huh?
Right.
So what was your room signal?
A laboratory.
Is that so?
Did it look like the kind of place where they'd be researching viruses and DNA and those kinds of things?
Yeah, it did.
Was there any of that Accelavir?
Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Accelavir here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
My eyes flicked to Dio for a moment. No, nothing. Besides me, Clover bit her lip. 1 second, guys. Already sorry about that. Besides me, Clover bit her lip.
I see.
So, how'd it go with you? Find anything interesting? Vi only shook her head. With a unison of movement that almost looked choreographed, Alice and Kay shrugged.
Where does that leave us? We've still got about 40 minutes left until voting ends.
What are you gonna do?
I'm a little curious about that lab you found. I thought I might go take a peek at it.
I'll show you the way then.
That would be wonderful.
I think I'll go have a look at the room Alice Kay and Tenmyouji found. Never know. Maybe you missed something. Perhaps there's some accelerator hidden somewhere in there.
Yeah. What a bastard.
Then I shall take you there.
What about you two? Where are you going?
Oh, I think I'll start by heading over to the infirmary to see how Quark's doing.
Then I will too.
Glad that's settled.
She nodded to Clover, and they disappeared through the magenta door. Dio and Kay followed a few footsteps behind. Okay then. Guess we should
Hold
be
on.
going too.
Show me that journal first. Dio told me about it. You wouldn't tell me anything about the lab except that you found a journal with, his words, some sort of bullshit language.
Of
He said
course.
you had it, so I was hoping I could take a look.
Yeah. One sec. I dug the journal out of my pocket and handed it to Phi. He began to flip through the pages, her eyes quickly scanning each one.
This is Latin.
Latin? You mean you can read it?
Yeah, with time and a dictionary.
So in other words, no.
Pardon me for not being able to translate a dead language on the fly. This looks like some kind of research log. It's not going to be some sort of, I took the dog for a walk today. It was nice kind of stuff. I can understand a little of it, mostly conjunctions and things like that. But most of these words I've never even seen before.
Phi started to leaf through the book again as she spoke. Then suddenly she stopped.
Wait. I can read this one. Page 216.
216?
This isn't research notes. It looks like a personal entry.
What's it say?
Don't rush me. This is gonna take a minute.
Go away, New Jersey, no one cares.
Interesting. All right, I think I got it.
What's it say, Phi?
It looks like they're talking about Radical 6.
Radical 6? What? Why are they talking about that?
Not sure. Let me read it to you. Keep in mind I'm paraphrasing.
Okay. When the body is infected with Radical 6, the process speed of the brain is reduced. If we assume the brain currently operates on a one-to-one basis with regards to time, Radical 6 reduces this to 1 to the square root of 1/6, or approximately 112.408. This means that for each second that passed outside, the patient feels only 0.408 seconds have passed inside. Therefore, when 1 second passed inside, approximately 2.45 seconds, or Radical 6 seconds, have passed outside. In other words, when 10 seconds passed in the real world, a patient infected with Radical 6 would feel as if only 4 seconds have passed. Interesting. This is why the virus has been termed Radical 6. And this is the same thing we saw in Clover's ending, sublimity. I always switch it between the two. So this is the second time it plays. Radical is another term for what is also known as the root operator, the function inverse of taking of a power. In a less mathematical sense, it can also be referred to as something that is extreme or severe. Yep. Outside of mathematicals, radical is different. Very different. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. The exact cause of this is unclear, and although there is as of yet no direct link between suicidal urges and reduction in mental processing speed, many believe that they are not unrelated. Those infected with Radical 6 perceive the world to be moving at a fever pitch, as if it were a video cassette being fast forwarded. For instance, although the patient believes that only 10 seconds have passed, as in fact 24.5 seconds have passed. Given this increased speed of input, maintaining the ability to observe and reason would become a Herculean task. One theory holds that the disparity in time perception causes the brain to be flooded with massive amounts of information. Unable to keep up, it begins to fail. Whatever the cause, the infection invariably attempts to take their own life, which is arguably the most terrifying aspect of the virus. Research suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical 6, but we have been unable to develop one. It seems our best hope now is to harvest antibodies from someone with a natural immunity to the virus. Thus far, however, we have been unable to locate a suitable subject, so I have continued my efforts to discover an alternative means of treatment. Given my current rate of progress, I predict that it will be a workable treatment within a decade or two. It is my fervent hope that humanity will be able to survive that long. The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the roads leading into and out of town. The entire area reeks of stench of decay, and the sky is filled with a constant buzzing of flies. At times, their swarms are so thick that when one passes, it feels as if a cloud has gone over the sun. Every day I see more crows, and rats are everywhere, feeding on the dead. Ironically, the only healthy-looking creatures are the stray cats who have grown fat on the plentiful rodent diet. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters. I don't know how many were saved, but I fear only a handful. Their survival is the only hope that remains for the human race. Oh Lord, please, let their future be a bright one. Whoa, that's a lot of information. It is. Indeed, it is. Okay. Now we know what the virus does to you, though. If you get infected, your brain slows down by the root of 1/6. That's what, about 40%?
That isn't the important part. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide.
Yep. That's going to be important, considering that's why we're here, for that statement. Yeah, you're right. That explains why Quark was, well, trying to kill himself.
There are two other things in here that worry me.
That is?
First, the part about how they haven't managed to develop a treatment for it yet.
And yet there's a known treatment called Accelavir. And while that could be just random crap coming from a machine, Clover, myself, and Dio know that that's true. Because we literally saw it.
What do you make of that?
What am I supposed to make of it? Maybe they just hadn't found one when this journal was written? I mean, from what we know, there's a drug called Accelavir that gives
Exactly. But in the journal it says it might take 20 years to make something like that.
Hold on a second. I'm getting confused. When was this thing even written?
December 29th. No year.
December 29th, no year. Well, there's no way to know. Well, there's no way it was written this year.
Yeah, probably not.
At least 2018. Or not 2018, that was last year. For us in real life. No, 2028.
Anyway, moving on. The second concern I have is about the underground shelters it mentions. The newspaper article said something about quarantining people too.
Yep.
After we read it, we all thought the same thing. What if this was one of those quarantine facilities? But this journal seems to suggest the opposite. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters.
Maybe there are underground shelters as well as quarantine bays? You're trying to say that this place might be one of those underground shelters? Which would mean we're all supposed to be uninfected? We would have been thrown in here to keep us safe.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way to say for sure at this point, but it seems possible.
I mean, Quark was infected, but Quark's been infected, right?
Maybe the virus got in somehow.
That would be bad.
Just think about it for a minute. If this is one of those shelters, a lot of things start to make sense. Maybe we've been here for a long time. Like, maybe they put us to sleep somehow. Made us sleep for years, maybe even decades.
That's true. I mean, we do know the 3 treatment pods in the treatment center.
While we were sleeping, the pandemic that the newspaper article talked about happened. And whoever had this journal made this entry.
And then once the antiviral treatment was finished, they woke up.
Right.
They woke us up.
It's all just speculation, but...
No, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it seems like a pretty plausible scenario, but we were all captured before the pandemic started, right?
Yeah.
Then how would they have put us to sleep for that long? How would they have known to do that? But most importantly, why the heck are we playing the notary game if the point of this place is to save us? By throwing a bunch of people into a game that might kill them is a pretty weird way to protect them from a pandemic.
Yeah, you're right.
See?
We don't have enough information to make any real conclusions. I think we should see if we can find anything else.
Okay. Vi had barely finished speaking before she took off to the magenta door. Hey, weren't you coming to the infirmary with me?
Changed my mind. You can tell me about Quark later.
And with that... No, she probably just wanted the book. She was gone. Man let out a long, tired sigh, and after starting towards the infirmary... How's he doing?
He seems to be stable, as far as I can tell.
Still sleeping.
I see. Mind if I have a look?
Please, go ahead.
I made my way around the partition to the side of Quark's bed. The journal and the thing Fi and I had talked about would definitely need to be addressed, but for the moment, the AB game was what I needed to concentrate on. Lives were at stake. Mine and Quark's. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. If that journal was telling the truth, then as soon as the anesthetic wore off, Quark would go insane again. What if we weren't able to restrain him a second time? What if he managed to kill himself before we got to him? Or perhaps he'd just get out of the infirmary and go hide somewhere. On the other hand, it wasn't like we could keep anesthetizing him forever. There was only one way to save Quark, and that was with the Xelovir. Unfortunately, Dio had stolen it. If he wanted to get it back, Clover and I would have to vote ally. But if I did, there was an excellent chance I would end up dead. The question was then, what to do? Sacrifice myself to save Quark? Or keep quiet about the danger he was in to save myself? It was so faint, I almost didn't hear it.
Grandpa. Grandpa.
He shifted a little, then fell silent again. It was enough, though. What on earth had I been thinking? How could I have ever considered letting a child die in my place? Suddenly, my cheeks so red-hot with embarrassment and disgust that I had considered letting Quark die, even for a moment, for a minute, was pathetic. There was only one choice. There had only ever been one choice. No way was I going to leave Quark to die. My hands tightened in a fist as I looked down at him, and any uncertainty I'd felt before was gone. I knew what I had to do.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Looks like it's almost time. You two should head back.
What about you?
I'm going. I'm worried about Quark.
But you're a solo. If you don't vote...
I'll automatically ally. I know. I heard the voice on the intercom just like you.
What are you going to do if Kay and Ally vote betray?
Nothing, I suppose. Just means I lost that round. I'd just be voting Ally anyway. You know who my opponents are, right?
Alice, who could very much die, who could just die.
Alice only has one BP left. If I pick Betray and they chose Ally, I'd kill her. I'm not so desperate to escape that I'm gonna kill someone for it. And even if I was, I can't leave Quark behind. You see? Doesn't matter if I go into the AB room or not. My vote's the same either way.
Tenmyouji's mind was made up. Trying to persuade him to leave would have been pointless. Alright. Take care of Quark.
Of course. You worry about yourself.
Let's go.
Okay.
We can't really worry for ourselves. That's the unfortunate truth. Luna and I headed out to the infirmary, leaving Tenmyouji and Quark behind. I mean, we could try and force the vial out of him, but we'd have to make it a very difficult plan. And the second Dio suspected anything, crunch. When we got to the warehouse, we found everyone else was waiting for us. Except Dio. Well, not quite everyone. One other person was missing. Hey, where's Dio?
Take a look at the doors.
They're all closed. When we came here before, the one on the far right was open.
And that would mean...
That he's in the... He went in, I guess.
Exactly.
That bastard. He'd probably been worried I might try and take the accelerator from him by force, so he hid himself in the AV room. What a coward. I'd made up my mind to choose Ally no matter what, but a part of me had still considered trying to jump Dio if he dropped his guard. Now he made sure I wouldn't get the chance.
Where's
to try.
Tenmyouji?
Luna explained Tenmyouji's choice.
I see. Well, I guess that means I don't have to worry about him picking Betray.
Right. What will you guys be choosing then?
Ally, of course.
Because my BP is 6, I assume.
Yes. As long as Tenmyouji votes Ally, I can't choose Betray. If I do, Kay's BP will go up to 9.
But what if he forces you?
You needn't worry. I would never do something so crass.
Really?
Of course.
Are you sure?
Then you don't need to go in there.
Excuse me?
Alice can vote by herself. Then we don't have anything to worry about, right?
Well,
Now you're backpedaling.
I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't agree to that.
Why not?
I just can't. Shall we go, Alice?
Hey, hold on a minute there.
Kay continued briskly towards the Avery room as if he simply hadn't heard Fi. Alice scrambled to follow him, perhaps concerned that he would lock her out. Only seconds later, they disappeared into the third room from the left.
I hope Alice is going to be okay.
Well, there's nothing we can do now. If Kay told the truth, she'll be fine.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Well, you guys need to go in and do a vote.
Time's almost up. Come on, Luna.
Right.
They headed off at a trot towards the second room from the right and were soon out of sight inside it. Alright, Clover, time for us to go.
Oh, okay. Right behind you.
I sighed to myself and headed towards the leftmost AB room.
What are you gonna do?
I should be in a safe spot where I can just kind of jump back over here. Yeah, there we go. Why did this happen? Well, we're about to explain it. No pulse. She's clearly dead.
Who did this?
No one's gonna answer.
Say something. Please, Clove. We don't even know if what happened. Accident? You think us?
Cool it, kid.
You did it.
You nuts?
Then who did?
Clover.
Wait a minute. Something happened.
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover. Don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you... Scalpels don't just stab...
No, the people can stab themselves, though.
I see. I get it now. You're all... It wasn't just... No wonder you're so...
Clover, please.
Fine. Show me some proof to me in 10... Or I'm going to kill... You're all going to... 9, 8, 7... Clover! 6, 5...
Clover!
3, 2, 1...
The journal from the branch over. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. Suddenly, Clover moved. I leapt forward and clamped my hand around her wrist.
What are you doing?
Clover, listen to me. Alice wasn't killed. No one murdered her. She took her own life.
What? No.
Now, this is a familiar theme. This is Chill and Rigor. This is from the first game. This isn't the first time we'll hear it. In fact, after the AB game, we'll be hearing it in the other path.
No! There's no way she'd do that!
Are you sure? It's true. She stabbed herself in the heart with the scalpel.
Alright. Where'd she get the scalpel then?
From Quark. Well,
I did hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
Was that before I showed up?
Yes. I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone. It could have been Alice.
so she could have taken the scalpel then.
Yes, I think so.
You're lying! This is all a lie! It has to be!
Alright, Fi, we need you here. It's not. It's the truth.
Then why did she do it? Why would Alice kill herself?
She probably didn't have a reason.
What?
She'd been infected with Radical 6. That's what killed her.
You just said she killed herself! Just tell me the truth!
I am.
Prove it! Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago. So if you don't have any proof...
I do. I have proof. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Show it to me.
Journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Well, Alice would have it then.
Fi, can you... I don't feel right touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Her hand barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped. Slowly and carefully, she drew something out. There it was. The journal. Fi turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head. You read it. It's in Latin. I can't make heads or tails of it. She cocked an eyebrow at me, flipped the small book open. When she looked back up to me, it was with both suspicion and surprise.
Yeah, it is Latin. But translating this is impossible. It's full of words I've never heard before. I can barely understand any of this.
Page 216.
Huh?
Turn to page 216. You should be able to read that one. Fi's frown deepened, but she did as I suggested. I watched her eyes quickly scan the pages before looking at me with renewed suspicion.
Yeah, I can read this page. How did you know? No, wait. How did you even know there was a journal in the lab?
I just knew.
You just knew?
Just like...
Come on.
Hey, you use the same excuse when knowing our name. Look, just read it, okay? Clover wants to hear what it has to say, right?
Yeah.
Right. Give me a moment to look it over.
After a few moments of whispering to herself in Latin, Vi began to translate, paraphrasing the contents of the journal. Radical 6 reduces the speed of the brain by the factor of root of 1/6. One of the symptoms of Radical 6 infection is an overwhelming urge to commit suicide. Research has shown that it would probably respond to the right sort of antiviral medication, but no one has been able to develop one yet. Nearby towns are filled with corpses of people who took their own lives. The uninfected have only barely managed to survive and have been sent to underground shelters supervised by the government.
Oh Lord, please, let their future be a bright one.
Fi shut the journal with a soft slap. A sickly silence drifted through the room. The newspaper article, the recording, the conversation with Tenmyouji, and now this journal entry. There was no more hiding from the truth. The pandemic had already happened. All of Clover's rage suddenly dissipated, and she collapsed to the floor, tears pouring down her face. None of us had the heart to say anything, and for several long moments, the only sound in the room was Clover's sobs.
got a problem. It's almost time for the primary doors to open.
Yeah, only 10 minutes left.
Sorry, but I'll be taking Alice's bracelet. Vi and I won't be able to open the secondary door without it.
So she was a magenta pear, just like me.
Yep.
Just now noticed that, did ya?
This theme is called 213, Divulgent. Or Divulgence. As he spoke, Dio grabbed the bracelet off the floor and dropped it into his pocket.
What color is your bracelet, Luna?
I'm a cyan pear.
You are part of Clover's pair. That means the two of you will need to come with me.
I guess so. Come on now, Clover. We need to go. Alice would want you to survive, wouldn't she? You'll never be able to figure out why all this happened if you stay here. Please.
You're right. Alice, I promise I'll find out what happened to you. I'll figure out who Zero really is. I mean, if you'd never been locked up in here, you never would have. This never would have happened. So it's like Zero killed you. I promise. I'll avenge you.
Clover stood up and rubbed her hands roughly over her eyes, smearing tears across her cheeks. Then, with a determined frown, she strode out of the room.
All right, we're out of time. Move, people.
You guys head on down to the Floor B warehouse. We'll catch up with you later.
Oh, right. Quark's got the yellow bracelet, which makes him your partner,
Yeah.
right?
Can't exactly leave him behind.
Nope. Without him, we'd end up stuck in the AB room.
Uh-huh.
Alright, let's go. I'll see the rest of you once we've picked up Quark.
Very well. Until we meet again.
Ding, 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 ding. To the infirmary we go. Infirmary. Infirmary.
Quark!
I'll play the scene out in just a moment. There's something I want to quickly show. So, first of all, the flow map. It is going to extend. There's actually, on the flow map, there's 3 extensions, which they cleverly hide.
You're awake!
Yeah,
Hey,
just
Quark,
woke up.
how's it going? You feeling better, dude?
Hey, where's everybody else?
Oh, God. Quark.
Tenmyouji's entire body shook with emotion as he drew closer to him. He cautiously laid a trembling hand on the boy's shoulder, almost as if he were afraid Quark would disappear in a puff of smoke the moment he was touched. When Quark proved to indeed be corporeal, Tenmyouji let out a cry and threw his arms around him.
What's wrong? Are you okay, Grandpa?
That's nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine.
But
Quark gave him a puzzled look. Tenmyouji didn't even notice. His face was a mixture of happiness and relief, and I could see tears twinkling from the wrinkled corners of his eyes, all traces of his usual gruff stoicism had vanished. I didn't even want to interrupt such a happy reunion, but we were running out of time. Still, Tenmyouji deserved a few minutes. I left them alone. At last, Tenmyouji seemed to recover and shifted from the embrace to a protective arm around the shoulder.
So, how are you feeling?
feeling? Well, okay, I guess. Was I sick or something?
No. You're not sick. If you feel fine, then you're fine.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I should never have gotten you involved in all this.
What are you apologizing for?
Sorry.
You're doing it again. Are you sure you're okay? So, where's everybody else? Mr. Sigma's here, but he's just been standing there looking kind of silly.
I gave him a nervous smile and explained about the white doors. I got the feeling Tenmyouji didn't want Quark to know about Radical 6, so I avoided any mention of it. Alice's death was something I also left for later.
Okay, that makes sense. That means I'm on a team with you guys, right?
Right.
So, these white doors, when are they gonna open?
Well, we've got about 4 minutes until the primary doors open.
Oh, that's not good. We need to hurry. Come on. How do we get to the floor B warehouse?
Okay, we're going.
Follow me. Ding, ding. Nice little scene there, but we have to get going. Off to the floor B warehouse. What also annoys me is all those extra animations. Of like doors opening and whatnot, especially the elevator. 214 Demise.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
You're late. Where the hell have you been? Quark?
You're awake.
And fully recovered, apparently.
I am also relieved to see you well again.
Me too.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I looked out at the others from behind Quark and held up a warning finger up to my lips. There were a few momentarily raised eyebrows and some nervous coughing as everyone suddenly fell silent.
Huh?
From Quark's perspective, it must have seemed especially odd.
Anyway, there isn't any time left. We need to hurry.
But there are 3 doors.
Which team goes into which door?
All of the doors are identical for this route. I believe it doesn't matter which team uses which door.
Just gotta make sure that one team goes to each door.
Then we're taking the one in the middle.
Why that one?
You want a kill shot, you aim for the center. You're more likely to just miss the extremities.
Interesting. Also, good luck with that room. You have fun with that one. We won't be getting to that one until the end of this playthrough. So, just have fun thinking about that room for a while.
That logic is flawed and more than slightly disturbing. Unfortunately, I don't really have a counter-argument, so center door it is.
I suppose we could go with the one on the left. Is that okay? I mean, we could go with the other one if you want.
Kay and Clover only nodded.
Well, there's only one left.
The door on the right.
Any objections?
Nope. Let's go.
All right, let's move.
30 seconds remain
Until
until chromatic
the doors
doors
close.
Hurry it up, Phi. This thing's gonna close.
I know.
Have fun with that.
It's time we were going as well.
Right. Sure.
Ow. Come on, guys. There's no time There's no time to waste.
Right behind you.
Let's go.
2, 1, 0.
0. Chromatic doors closing. right into this room, the director's office. Interesting that we're hitting this room so early. Hello, Balloon. How are you doing? You want to say hi to the camera? What's this place?
Probably the office of whoever it is that's running this place.
It said director's office on the door.
So this might be Zero Senior's office.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Well, which is it? So first of all, we're gonna quickly save. Can I actually, like, check the flow chart? I still can't, jeez. It won't update until, I believe, the escape room, until we get to the escape room section. But we were paired up with Quark all the way over here on this escape room, but he was kind of not okay. But we'll be working with Quark in this room, and he'll be fine and well. This is the only room we get to actually work with Quark. Well, which is it?
Why the hell would I know?
We should look around.
We should.
If this really is Zero Senior's room, there might be some clues.
Right. Yeah, you got a point. Let's get started then. Seek a way out. Director's office, 116. Yep, and there you go. There's the updated. So like I said, 115 is a white door sitting over here. I don't remember. I think I might have shown it in one of the other streams, but it's over here on this branch. 117 is this branch, and it'll be the last room we hit. Here we go. We have the director's room, so let's hit a balloon. A balloon. You want a Quark? $20. Right. Think that... Do they ever say his age? I can't remember. Anyway, first of all, I'm going to quickly go and look up some assisting help by doing Director's Office password virtue/reward. Oh, no. This is what I want. Is it Game Fix? It's not Game Fix. No, don't read that. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that section. Okay, so first of all, virtues/reward. I can't write that. I can't write that for a reason. So be careful if you ever want to look up the password. Do be careful of looking it up for the director's office, because there's another scene in the director's office that we will be dealing with much further down the line. It'll be right before the center white door. Because this is actually an early white. This is an actual early white door. But anyway, let's stop dilly-dallying and go ahead. What's this? Business card holder? Put the business cards in the correct order by clicking one business card, flipping those. Okay, nope, can't do this puzzle yet. I need the hints for it. Yep, I don't have enough information. Can't do anything with that. That's just the computer. Let me double check to make sure about this. Well, what do we have here? Hints and computers. It certainly does. Keyboard doesn't seem to be working though. Well, that's strangely inconvenient. Okay, so there's a screen built in the credenza. Starting up, please wait. Well, let's pick up this bottle of brandy. 200-year-old reserve. Could you be so cruel? Expensive brandy. I didn't want to click on the stupid screen. Well, putting the switch. God, Tenmyouji, calm down, man. There's a globe. See, here we have North America, South America, Africa, Europe right here, Asia, Australia, and, well, apparently Antarctica. Oh, right. Is this cheap brandy? Uh-huh. Brandy right there. Right, okay, that's what I have to do. You're probably noticing some of these letters all over the place. We have a square or rectangle of some sort. Parallelogram. Guess that's also true. Oh, shut up. Shut up, Sigma, I don't care. Oh, let's check this out. Another thing that is conveniently in the room that does nothing. Nope. $100 billion in there. Oh, is it? We don't have the answer for this one, though. Globe. Okay. Let's trash that. Okay. So now we will do white. That's a very bad looking W. Let's fix that. White. Please, game. I beg of you. White to blue. I know I could have just left an E, but I had to. I had to do that. We have a green to a... You know what? Screw it. Should just call it by the proper colors. That's cyan. This is red. And then we have yellow. No, that has to be purple, without question. Okay, so now we just have to connect these. So we have white to cyan, purple to yellow, oh, right, good try. That doesn't help. So what was it? Yellow to purple and green to red. Here. Yep, that's right. Okay, we can just go across. So my first one was actually working. Yeah, and it's a moose head. Sorry guys, looks like all we got a binder and a deer. Oh, deer head, okay. So bind deer, no, Quark, bad. It's Zero just making fun of us. He's always making fun of us. It's got 2 pieces of paper in it. Ah, there we go. Buck up at the face. Wow. And these people and their puns. There's red paint on the wall. Looks like an outlet. It's next to it. Let's put the deer. Looks like you're right. Ooh, what's that? It's a mounted deer. The paint on... Yeah, well, I would like to look at it from a different angle, but that would just... Oh, there we go. It is an E. So what will that do? Well, we'll find out. For now, if we go to the memo, trash that. So here we have this cross grid. So here we have a Bob. We have Chris. John. Tony. Ian. I could shorthand some of these. And then I believe Michael. And then I could probably get away with some of the other. I could probably say Mike and B, okay. Michael, there we go. Then we have Carol to the left. And here Bob, Ellen above, Anne, Sophie, very right. What is it? Katie likes to be next to Michael. Katie next to now we go back here and do this puzzle. Put the business cards in the right order. So first off, we have Bob goes there. Chris goes here. Michael goes there. Ian goes there. John goes there. We have Tony that goes there. Okay. So, based on these two hints, Carol likes to be on the left. So she either goes here or here. What is it? Anne likes to be near Bob. So Anne goes here or here. Well, near, so you can kind of get between. Ellen likes to be above Anne. So Ellen has to go here or here, which means that I believe Anne is going to have to go here. So we have Anne here. Ellen's up here somewhere. Carol has to be there. Why'd I do that? Well, first of all, erase this A and put Carol. Okay. So Bob and Ian's over here. Chris is there. John's there, Michael's there, Tony's there, Carol's there. Ellen has to go up here. Do not do anything. Sophie likes to be over here. And Katie wants to be next to Michael. Oh, right. You can also use this as an indicator. There we go. I think that's right. Let's have a look at the back of the business card. We have... Oh, let's delete the entire thing since we don't need it. It now looks like... book. That's a 3. This is also a 3. And this is a 4. It says book 334. What does it mean? Well, a book is a bunch of pieces of paper that are run together with. I know what a book is. Wow, I actually started saying that, forgetting that that was the actual line. So we need book 334. So book 334. Now let's pick up this thing right here. Tablet. H. E. E up here. What's that supposed to be, I wonder? There's a balloon in the middle of the room. Let's examine the tablet. First of all, let's also get rid of the safe. You don't get it because we don't have it. Let's talk to the Mr. Knight here. Hey, you. Suit of armor. You could call him a headless suit of armor. Yeah, headless suit of armor. What is this? One of the training machines? Got a key for it. We also have this right here that we can't do anything because we don't have a key. We probably are. Yeah, no, because we just have the tablet. A short spear and a slingshot. Pop it! Oh, come on, Sigma. Sigma, you're useless. Oh, there we go. There's the key. There's the key we can use to activate the facial recognition device. Damn, none of our faces worked. Gender mismatch. Well, all of us here are males. So is it looking for a female? Alright. How long has he had that in his pocket? Looks like a piece of paper. No, it's a picture. Oh yeah, I remember him looking at it in the infirmary. I guess it's worth a shot. Ooh, a match. Oh, what the? Hello there. Whoa. Oh my gosh, it's like we're in secret lair. His recognition worked. So, who's the girl? She's just a girl. Is she your granddaughter? No, that's Akane. No. Well, who is she then? Damn it, fine, you've already seen her after all. Her name is Akane Kurashiki. I've been looking for her for a long time. You've been looking for Akane. Why? Ooh, interesting. Oh, that's funny. Why? Oh my god, Quark. Nice going, Quark. Didn't mark you for a hopeless romantic, Tenmyouji. Look, it's not about love. I'm not a goddamn romantic. Okay. You don't want to talk about her. I get it. Akane Kurashiki. Wonder what she's doing. Oh, we have the helmet for the suit. Yep. And it has a... No, do not pull. Shoot, I didn't mean to click on it. Oh well. Well, now I'm in here. Ooh, there's a battery. That's the lever I'm going to be pulling, but we need to combine that with that. Also, we have the letter P, in case you're wondering. Let's pull the lever. And then I believe it's everything we need in here. You also probably saw that there was a bullseye on the balloon, but we'll be dealing with that momentarily. There we go. I am missing something. There's probably something in there still that I need to look for. Because I need the slingshot. But, just to let everyone know, you have H, E, L, and a P, which is over there. So we have the word help. Well, let me examine this first. Enter a 4-digit password and then press the enter key. Well, there's the solution. Oh, duh. Let me click on the lever. There we go. I need to find... a P pan on the wall. What if I sit down and click on that? I have a slingshot. Mind bullets. That's called telekinesis. Three, two, one, fire! And ooh, I saw that. There's something down there. I know it. Why can't I do anything with it? Can't do anything with it. Oh, that upsets me. Is the balloon not part of it? Well, we have the sun, moon. Sun, moon. Let's grab these. There's the keys. The other thing is the key as usual. Oh, we're not going anywhere just yet, because there we go. A telegram. Press and rotate to let you move. You can rotate the piece for a dragging rotation mode, dragging once you do a check. What am I supposed to be making? Oh, that's okay. We're supposed to be making that parallelogram that we saw. If my thing would actually move these stupid pieces. You know, let me go back. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. There we go. I also have a circle? What's that for? Let's go to my memos. Delete that. So, yep. So let's rotate this. I wonder how exact it needs to be, or it's going to be a little lenient. Like, how lenient is it going to be? In case you're wondering, no, I have never done this puzzle before, so I'm just kind of moving the thing around. I could rotate this piece. That's not going to help. Even sticking that there is not going to do anything. Please move. Please move. Move, for fuck's sake. These two larger pieces can't be next to each other. I'm getting a little ticked off about how specific I have to actually click on them. It's getting a little ridiculous. Maybe I could have these as the edges? Like that. I'm telling you to move. Listen. And I have to get the rest of these pieces in the center here. I have to make these pieces look like a square. Oh, right, it's not going to move if I try and click on it. Because I think I have to use every single one. There we go. That's now straight. Hold on, what if I click on this to move it and expect it to move? Thank you. I'm telling you to move. No, this doesn't work. Oh, this piece right here is just the worst. I can't make it that big. And that's too big too. It's gonna have to be too big. I don't care how you rotate, just rotate. Is this how it was originally oriented? Maybe if we... This is what it's gonna look like in the end, right here. At least that's what I believe it's gonna look like. But it's not gonna be as large. The tricky part is that there's a few things that I have to consider here. This piece out of my way. What if I rotate it like this? And then have the piece connect like that. But then that just causes a problem right here because nothing supports this piece. Even if I move it down there. That one can't go there. It just cannot go there. The problem with this parallelogram is it's actually the inverted way of how I would like it to be. That just leaves too much space right here. This is why I can stick this in here. Can't do much with these other pieces. Well, that's a start, but that still doesn't get us any closer. Because I want to check to see if... Yep, there we go. That doesn't get us any closer either. What am I making? A mess, that's what I'm making. Don't worry, I'll get it eventually. I hope. Nope, can't do that. This doesn't work either. That just makes it an even bigger mess. You know what? I want to check. Okay. So the two small ones and that parallelogram. I want to see how proportional these two entities are. They are proportionally ugly. Okay. Look, guys, I made... Oh, almost. Almost. Boom! I've made the Triforce. Fortunately, it's not going to help. Considering I'm not trying to make a triangle, I'm trying to make a parallelogram. Okay, I think this puzzle's been taking too long, so I'm just gonna look it up. Okay. I wanted to see if I could solve it by myself, but apparently I can't. Wait, is it the large triangle or the small one? It's the larger one. Rotate this to make it an actual square. How is this last piece? What? Wait, hold on. But you can't do that with this last piece. That's... If you haven't... You need to make a parallelogram with the shapes. You can drag the corner of each shape to rotate it. You can drag the middle of the shape to move it. Then here's one way to solve it. Be sure to... You can't solve it this way though. That's like not possible. Hold on, I need to back off because I need to recheck the rules. Move or rotate the triangles and squares to the shape you need. Pressing the rotate / move button will allow you to switch between the rotate mode. You can rotate a piece while dragging and rotate. Dragging while in movement mode will move it. Yeah, no, you can't. because the solution that's written requires you to flip this thing, but you can't flip it. So that's a BS solution. Huh? I don't think I can rotate this piece. Ooh, maybe, can I? Nope. Yeah, this doesn't work. I don't want to be shown how to do it. I just want the password at this point. System doesn't always recognize the shape. That's not good. Well, I'm going to try and see if this other one works, and if not, then I'll start getting pissy, because it's like I'm asking for the password itself. I don't care about the solution anymore. Did I just rotate them without needing to? No, I haven't rotated them. Huh? That's going to be over there, but we need to rotate these pieces. There we go. And IILP. LP. Oh. IILP. So we have Moon Star. Moon Star. Alright, well we're done with that. I'm gonna quickly save. Then I'm gonna run downstairs and do something, so I will return momentarily. Alrighty. I have returned. Oh, and here's the difficulty toggle in case you were wondering. So I'm going to quickly read off the thing for the director's office. The director's office is 15. Three different types of key cards generally found in the safe in each room and used to open the AB gates. Without them, you can't open the AB gates to play the AB game, which means you can't gain BP. In other words, getting one of the cards is the first step in your escape. The sun key is used during the first round, moons for the second, and stars for the third. An elementary device that uses rubber to launch a small projectile, frequently used by adolescent ne'er-do-wells, can be used as a necklace, but this is not recommended. The site in question for a simulated manned mission to Mars held in the Nevada desert. On New Year's Eve 2028, the audio logs from the simulation contain a woman's voice, assumed to be one of the test subjects, saying the following: 6 of us are dead. Counting myself, there are only 3 left. I guess you could say I killed them. No. That isn't quite right. Not just them. Not just these 6. All of them. All 6 billion. Most evidence seemed to suggest that this was the beginning of the Radical 6 outbreak, and the Nevada facility was the epicenter of the pandemic. A general term used to refer to the insects of an epifamily of Tenmyouji of the cockroach order Blatodia. That's right, even though they're sometimes called white ants, termites aren't even in the same family as ants. They're in the cockroach family instead. Also, king crabs are in the hermit crab order, and the Remoa is in the Perciformes order. Word 03 says before he leaves. Oh. There are a few variations. Have a nice trouble, have a nice tragedy, have a nice trust. A term used in positional astronomy, conjunction. Put simply, it means the 2 celestial bodies appear near one another in the sky when used in the context of our solar system. It's often referred to as the position where a celestial body is aligned with the sun. For example, when Mars is on the opposite side of the sun from the Earth, it is considered to be in conjunction with the Earth. Mercury and Venus, which orbit closer to the sun than the Earth does, have 2 types of conjunctions. When they are hidden on the other side of the sun, this is referred to as the superior conjunction. When they are lined up on the near side of the sun, this is called the inferior conjunction. Tenmyouji's picture. This is a photograph that Tenmyouji was holding. The subject is a girl named Akane Kirishiki. Akane was one of the people who appeared in the game's sister title 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors as a childhood friend of Junpei, the title's main character. In 999, she was 21 years old. This picture was taken 9 years before then when she was 12. Look at the left side of the picture. If you look closely, it almost looks like a man grinning in the background. Do you see him? Don't worry, it seems a little strange. A spirit medium has told us that the person in the picture is a guardian spirit who is looking after her. He must have shown up here because he heard what sort of destiny she had in store and decided to see how she was doing. What? You're crazy, okay? you're crazy. But anyway, that's not the exit. The exit's over here. So the computer and that little... So the computer is used for a different ending. And we'll find out what this does later. The door lock. It says lock right now. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1.
No! Damn it!
What's wrong?
I left something in the director's office.
Oh, the picture.
What was it?
The picture. Ugh, how could I forget it? Yeah. I'm going back. You two go on ahead to the warehouse.
I want to come with you.
Nah, that's fine. Why don't you head back to the warehouse, Sigma? The others are probably already waiting.
Alright.
Right.
Bye, Mr. Sigma.
I watched them jog off towards the blue door. And then they were gone. Guess I should be getting back then. And the door closes. Warehouse A. I stepped into the warehouse to find all the other teams already there. Kay and Luna, Phi and Clover, and Dio. The moment Dio spotted me, he dashed over to the card to the reader.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
And now, because there's one person here, then we can vote. So, as he turned to look at me, I swore I saw a flash of a smug grin.
There. Happy? This time I waited for you to get back before I opened it. You see? I can be considerate.
But Tenmyouji and Quark aren't here.
Yeah, where are they?
I guess they forgot something back in the room we found. I ran back to grab it real quick.
And they'll be here in a few minutes. No big deal.
Besides, they ally and we just get to pick which one we want out of it. While we waited, we exchanged information about the rooms we'd investigate. Unfortunately, none of it seemed very useful. None of us had found anything, and we were no closer to unraveling any of the increasing number of mysteries we were faced with. With that discussion exhausted, we sat down to wait. Before long, 20 minutes had passed since Dio opened the door. Tenmyouji and Quark were nowhere in sight.
Don't you think they're taking a little long?
Yes, I'm getting worried. What if something happened to them?
I'll go have a look.
Then I shall accompany you.
Nah, I'll be fine by myself. It's not that far
Just
away.
don't look into the abyss too long, or you might.
That, I don't think... Okay. Look, I'm just going to the director's office. I'll be right back, no big deal. Right, see you guys later. I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out to the warehouse. And beep, 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 beep. We have to do this to the elevator. Have us stop right here. Have them show... Nope, never mind. They actually fixed that. Okay, great. Finally, the time I called them out on it. They actually fixed it. We are going back to the director's office. That room right there we will be dealing with later. That's the last room we'll be attending. Director's office. And here we have Eternity Box. This is from the first game. Huh? That's odd. There's nobody here. The picture's gone though. Tenmyouji and Quark must have been here then. I laid out the floor beam map. They must have taken the door that faces the warehouse. After that, they probably went through the warehouse, out of the blue door to the elevator. Yeah, that's a much shorter route. On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of a long way around. Huh, looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly. Ugh, well, this is a huge waste of time. Shoot, might as well head back, I suppose. I'd packed up the map and was heading towards the door when... Huh? There was a light on where there hadn't been a light before. Oh, hello. What? Why'd that thing go on? We messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work. I felt a sudden wave of inexplicable nauseating dread. The light stared at me. I swallowed and edged cautiously towards it. The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand towards it, slowly. Slowly.
So, you finally made it.
No, you're...
I am Zero.
Hello, Zero.
I was the one who brought you here. You undoubtedly have as many questions for me as there are stars in the sky. As you can see, however, this is only a recording. I will therefore be unable to directly answer any questions. Ask if you wish, but I cannot respond.
I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was spectacularly futile and kept my balled fists at my side.
Where to begin? There are many things I wish to tell you, but unfortunately, our time is limited. As such, the information I can provide is also limited. I have chosen two things of great importance to tell you.
Those are?
First, I will tell you about termites.
Termites?
In retrospect, I suppose that's a rather odd thing to say. I imagine you look rather bewildered right now. Perfectly understandable. The person who kidnapped you and threatened you with death is lecturing you about insects. I suspect it hardly seems fair. Nonetheless, this is very important. In a way, it will determine your fate.
Okay.
So I ask that you listen carefully. Have you ever seen a termite mound?
I personally haven't, no.
They are splendid structures. Some might even call them works of art. Termites are natural architects, and their mounds are both structurally sound and make excellent use of space. So, are they following some sort of plan as they build? Are there termite blueprints detailing which room goes where? No, of course not. Each termite is simply an oblivious cog in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of termite DNA. It is doubtful an individual termite has any idea what its contributions are helping to create. But a human does. We can appreciate the elegant forms of their alien cathedrals. We can see the simple beauty of their perfect functionality. We can understand the splendid planning of their structure. In other words, only an intelligence of a higher order can understand the beauty of what the termite builds.
Okay.
Now, consider humans. Why are we alive? live? Why do we love and give birth? Why do we create? From where do our cultures spring? There are many theories, but no one knows the truth. We are oblivious cogs in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of human DNA.
Okay.
No doubt you see now what this analogy is supposed to illustrate. Yes, I mean to say humans are not different from termites.
So you're saying there's a higher intelligence appreciating what we're doing?
We trudge through our lives with no greater understanding of our ultimate goal. You might say we don't understand what we're building. Only an intelligence of a higher order than ours can understand what we're doing. Imagine how we might look to such an intelligence.
Probably very stupid in this day and age.
We may be building some structure so perfect and elegant, we can't even perceive it. Whatever it is, we've likely been building it on a dimension just above the ones we know since time immemorial. If we are like the termites, then what we've created is almost certainly something of tremendous beauty. And you are about to catch a glimpse of it. Or have you already? Well, that's enough on that subject, I think. Consider what I've said. Now, let's move on to the second topic.
Okay.
It is somewhat more immediately meaningful to your life, and in fact, the lives of several billion other people. I realize this is rather sudden, but I have a password for you.
What?
It is a password to disarm the bomb, numbered 1.
The bomb numbered 1? What bomb? Bomb?
Are you ready? I will only say this once, so pay close attention. The password to disarm the number 1 bomb is BQZ RGJ DXR.
What was it? BQJ or BQZ. BQZ R something J. RGJ. RGJ. DXR. DXR. That will be important later, but for now we have no idea what these bombs are. I had no idea what he was talking about. What bomb? Was he saying there were bombs too? If he guessed at my future confusion, he showed no signs of it.
That is the last of the information this message was meant to convey.
Sorry about that. Still can't do much about dogs. That's all the information.
Before I go, however, I have a warning. You cannot tell any of your companions what you heard or saw here. If you do, you will be penalized immediately.
Yikes.
I hope we will meet again someday. We would have much to discuss.
Wait. God dang it, you can't just spout all that crap and disappear. I found myself yelling at empty air. The hologram had disappeared. What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How can that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Well, Sigma, you'll find out. Shoot! I kicked out at the nearby shelf.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Well, let's get
All
back.
players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded.
Oh, crap. I need to get back. Not like there's any point in staying here. I spun around and ran out the door towards the warehouse.
Grandpa, look! Mr. Sigma's back!
Took you long enough.
Where are the others?
In the AV rooms.
Yep.
Yeah! Grandpa said there was something he had to tell you before we voted, no matter what.
Oh?
Nothing that significant. Just wanted to tell you we're going to choose ally this round. That's it.
And you had to tell me that no matter what? Seems kind of pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want.
True, but we've got something to back it up. Just hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
Quark and I both have 8 BP. We're already on the home stretch. So what do we need to get to the magic number? Well, we need you to choose ally. If you do that, it doesn't really matter to us what we pick.
You get to 9 whether you get 2 or 3 points.
Exactly. That being the case, we don't have any reason to betray you. And if we both choose ally, we both gain points.
True, but you must have considered that I'll choose betray. That would mean you choose betray to protect yourself.
But that's why we're telling you we won't choose betray.
Mm-hmm.
Can I trust you?
Of course.
Alright, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this and both ally. Everyone gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you. But I'll be stuck here with a measly 5. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch?
I can guarantee it.
How?
I can give you my word. I will not open the number 9 door, even if I have enough points to do so. I swear it. We aren't going to abandon everybody else just so we can escape.
That's going to come back to bite you, Tenmyouji. Let's just say that phrase. Let's just save that phrase.
I swear to. I promise.
Man, so all you've got is this promise.
When I make a promise, I keep it. Trust me.
Please! You've got to trust us!
Alright, fine. I'll trust you.
2 minutes
We're counting on you, Sigma.
You gotta choose ally! You promised!
Yeah, but Tenmyouji said something that he'll regret. Well, actually, no. Well, guess I should get moving. Start.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quark and Tenmyouji? Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I'd be much closer to 9. And choosing betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try to escape without the rest of us. Betrayal seems like the safe bet, but...
Please! You've gotta trust... You've gotta choose. You promised!
Tenmyouji, I could betray easily enough, but Quark? What the hell was I gonna do?
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening. Results from round 3 of please direct your attention to the results screen.
Results, here we come. Betray. Betray ally. Betray ally.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
That's concerning, because while they technically did lie, there's also an 11 right here. Hey, what the hell, guys? Why'd you betray me?
Quark had nothing to do with this. I made the vote.
Grandpa.
Alright, fine. Why'd you break your promise, Tenmyouji?
I only promised you one thing. We wouldn't open the number 9 door, even if we got 9 points.
What? So you're not going to leave?
Not what I said. Of course we were going to leave.
I'm just double checking to make sure. You and Quark will have to leave. I will not open the number 9 door even if I have enough points to do so. That will be true, because Clover is going to open it. They do mention something about not abandoning everyone for themselves, but...
Look, see Clover over there?
Well, what? Don't tell me.
Oh no.
She's...
That bitch!
Wait. Quark and Tenmyouji have...
The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmyouji and Quark ran past.
No! God damn it!
Clover, are you really going to leave?
Well, yeah. Why else would I open the door?
But why?
I'm going to go call the others. so we can capture Zero Senior.
And when you get up there, you'll realize your giant mistake, and you three will have to live with the guilt. Would you really want to do that to Quark? You fucked up, Tenmyouji. Let's just say that right now.
Tenmyouji, are you and Quark going to...
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
So Sigma, happy? I kept my promise. Clover opened the door, not me.
Like hell I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmyouji.
Say so. I have to get out of here, and that's that. He's got to pay for what he's done.
He?
Zero.
You mean you know who Zero Senior is?
Yeah, no point keeping it a secret now, I suppose. I know exactly who Zero Senior is.
What?
The number 9 door has been opened.
So he did see the what was it? Hologram, I believe. There's just one problem. Let's just say that he's assuming that everyone has remembered everything, and they don't.
It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Time to move.
Right.
Oh, wait. This is for you, Mr. Sig.
Quark held out something. I looked down to see 2 pieces of folded paper. What is this?
It's a letter. I wrote it in the director's office before the AB game. I wanted to tell you what kind of guy Grandpa is, so read it, okay?
He pressed it into my hand.
See you later, Mr. Sigma.
Then he turned and ran towards the door, Tenmyouji and Clover following in his footsteps. I was so surprised by the letter, I didn't even try to stop them before I could think of anything.
See you.
Goodbye.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Shit! They're gone.
All we can do now is hope they bring help back.
Indeed.
I agree.
I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he filled both pages with writing. I began to read. It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. Oh, hello, red sky. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he'd never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. I guess I was kind of a pain, huh? But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. A quark is a really, really small thing, and I was a really, really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched. I started walking when I was 2, and and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I was pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't have any more accidents after that. I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I found something, he'd explain to me what it was and how it was supposed to work, how to fix it, all sorts of things. Usually, though, I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. They'd show old news and movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while, and he'd only go weeks when they showed movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over town trying to find someone who would take me. The kid from my block usually had a mom, and he asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa tried to get someone else to take care of me. Did that mean he didn't want me? The kid who told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he'd brag to everyone about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me while I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mother." It never bothered me before, but after I found out Grandpa had adopted me, I started thinking that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he'd get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day he took me to the bar in our neighborhood. During the day, of course. He went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I had never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with a grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here, but I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and sat me down on the stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid. My legs just dangled off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually the bartender came over with a glass of scotch and another big glass of something else. As I looked closer, I realized the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream on it. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float! I've never seen one before. I was so surprised. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure it was real at that point, and then turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He already turned around and moved off though, so I figured he must have put the glass down in front of me on purpose. It still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. "Is this really mine?" He nodded. Words cannot describe how awesome it was. I'd never tasted anything like root beer before. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. I felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration. I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's gotta be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right then, I didn't care whether he just found me and adopted me or not. He bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother but had never tasted root beer. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good until the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day. I tore one of my shoes that morning and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day was almost over and I was fed up, so I grabbed some random trash and took it to the house. When I showed what I'd found to Grandpa, he frowned. I think what just played might have been Confession, but now we have the theme called 215. This is it's called Bluebird's Lamentation. I will not expound upon that right now. He started going through each thing I'd brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, "I don't care!" Then he got mad and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset and started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while, I went and hid in an abandoned building, but by then I started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty bad though, so I decided to wait for it to stop, but it was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop though, so I just sat there staring out at the gloomy gray sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. He kept raining all night and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard someone groaning. At first I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway and it was Grandpa. He was totally soaked. I could tell right away that he had been there for a really long time. I yelled and he opened his eyes a little. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He spent all night in the rain looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out there in the rain looking for me for so long that he collapsed. I was horrible. He heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever God might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. He got a real bad fever and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it kept up, he'd die. If he died, then I'll be all alone. There wouldn't be anyone left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa, because a week later his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but when the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he probably was going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone. But maybe he'd been a little too strict. All of the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone into the rain looking for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I didn't think I've cried that much since I was a baby. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide and he said, "Of course not." He told me that he was looking for a really important lady, and because of that, he had given up on pretty much everything else in his life. But when he took me in and started raising me again, he felt like he had gotten some of what he had lost back. That's when I decided I'd stay with him forever, even if he said I couldn't. Tenmyouji, end. And with that, well, do I want to end the stream now? 'Cause I'm kind of on the fence. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now. We'll get another ending in a session or two. So that'll be it for today. Thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Next time we will be going to the lounge, and we'll see you all later. Goodbye.